Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fatina, I'm the makeup enthusiast. In today's video, I am sharing with you my next update on my project level up. I'm so excited to share this with you. So in this video, I'm going to let you know how I'm going on my Kos Flower Punk palette, which is currently level 4. And I'm also going to let you know which palette won the vote for level 5 from the last video. So if you want to see how I went on my project level up palette for the last month, make sure you subscribe down below if you are interested in keeping up to date on any of my future videos, any project painting related content or any other beauty related content. I would love to have you join the family. And without further ado, let's jump on in to the update. Project Level Up, for those of you that don't know, was created by Sofie Alexandra. The premise of Project Level Up is to grab an eyeshadow palette out of your collection. Depending on what level you are, you need to use every pan in that palette at least once for level 1, for example, and you need to hit pan on one shadow in that palette. When you progress to level 2, you need to use every pan in the palette at least twice, and you need to hit 2 pans, and so on and so on. You can go up to however high you want. At this stage, I think I'm going to go to level 6. And then I think once I meet level 6, I'm going to go back down to level 1. So I rotated in my Kos Flower Punk palette for level 4 as voted by you guys. So I have introduced a new way of doing this project this year. So when I'm getting close to having my goals met on my palettes, I randomly generate 4 palettes from my collection. I have a big spreadsheet that includes all of the palettes that I have in my collection. Randomly generate 4 palettes from that collection, and you guys get to vote from those 4 palettes which one you want to see me work on for the next level. So I rotated in the Kos Flower Punk palette as one of the 4 palettes from my level 3 to level 4, and this one won the vote by popular demand. Level 4 has proven a little bit tricky. So last month when I updated you on this palette, I had hit 2 pans and I had managed to use every pan in this palette 4 times. So I met half of the goal and I was halfway through the panning side of the goal. And I am happy to report that I have managed to hit those 2 extra pans. I actually managed to hit the last pan today when I did my eyeshadow and my nail polish. So we can go through in terms of the eyeshadows and the usages on the eyeshadows. I haven't used any of the other eyeshadows anymore. The only ones I've used again since the last update are the 2 ones that I've hit pan on. So I've managed to hit pan on Stained Glass, which is this one here. And I've also managed to hit pan on this one here, which is Sun Gazer. So the 2 shimmers, so it's like a pink shimmer and this like greeny gold shimmer. So I've hit pan on both of those. Now last month for Stained Glass, this one had a really deep dip in it and I had used it 17 times last month. Last month I predicted that I would hit pan on Stained Glass with only 1 to 2 more uses, and it actually only took me 1 additional use, which kind of makes me annoyed. I get really annoyed when that happens, but it was only 1 additional use to hit pan on Stained Glass. So that was that one. Last update in terms of Sun Gazer, I had 5 uses on this one. I've used this one an additional 19 times, and that has allowed me to hit pan. So that came from multiple applications as a nail polish, topped over the top of black nail polish, and also using it as a eyeshadow as well has resulted in that pan right there. I don't know, can you guys see that? I don't know whether you can see it. I feel like the pan for Sun Gazer, because I used this one today and I had to double check that I actually hit pan, because you can barely tell that you've hit the pan because it just kind of blends in really badly. So that is my 4 pans on this palette. I'm happy to see this one used and abused. So I have done my 4 uses and I've managed to hit those 4 pans. So this one will be rolling out of the project. I am progressing up to level 5. I think level 5 is going to prove very difficult. So last month I did randomly draw 4 palettes from my collection, and you guys voted on the last video which one you wanted to have in the project for level 5. The voting was very close, and actually a little bit surprising if I'm honest. So let's go through the palettes. So we had the Lisa Eldridge Cinnabar palette. This is a 6-pan palette. That's what this one looks like. There was the Blush Tribe and Paulina palette, which is a bright like pink, green, purple palette. This is a beautiful palette, this one. The Zulu Dubious Place palette. Again, another bright, colourful palette. And last but not least was the Natasha Denona Star palette, which is a big, hefty palette. 18 pans in this one, so this one would have been, this one is a big challenge if this is the winner. So let's go through and find out how you guys voted. So coming in last place was actually the Dubious Place palette. I was actually surprised. This one only got like 2 votes. So I was very surprised that this one didn't get more votes given that it's bright, colourful. But you guys, I guess, are being nice to me. So this one, not a winner, unfortunately, coming in last place. The next ones actually came in as a tie. So we'll start off with the first one. That was the Natasha Denona Star palette. This one got 5 votes. So unfortunately, this one, as much as I probably would be able to get a lot of use out of this one, I probably would be able to fly through the 5 uses. But I think in terms of hitting pan, I think that would be the big challenge, because Natasha Denona eyeshadows can be very difficult to hit pan on. So I think that, as I said, I would fly through the uses because it's quite like a neutral toned palette. But in terms of hitting pan, that would be very, very difficult. So I'm a little bit relieved that this one didn't win. So there's that one. And then the other tied runner-up was actually the Blush Tribe Paulina palette, which I was very surprised because when I was going through and counting the votes, all of the ones like at the top of my comments box on that video were like this palette. So I was like, oh, the Paulina palette's gonna win. But unfortunately, it did not. So again, bright, colorful palette. I feel like maybe you guys are being nice to me. So there's that one. That one came tied for second, which means the winner is going to look like a very used and abused palette by the time I'm finished with it, because the winner is the Cinnabar palette by Lisa Eldridge. This little palette, nice little neutral palette, so I am definitely going to get a lot of use out of this. And I think in terms of the uses, I probably could even potentially get all of those 5 uses out of all of these pans in like maybe a week and a half or something stupid like that. But because this is a 6-pan palette, by the time I'm through with it, it means it's going to have 5 pans in it. So it's going to have pan in 95% of this palette, which, you know, I'm not mad about, but I just think it's kind of funny that this is probably one of the newest palettes in my collection. I want to say that maybe this is like the 4th or 5th last palette that came into my collection, and it's going to be one of the palettes that has the most pans in it. I'm excited to play around with this one, and I think a lot of these colors will work really well with other eyeshadows that I have in my Pan Those eyeshadows. I have like a pinky tone color in there at the moment, a pinky matte. I also have some neutrals in there that also could work well in with this one. So I'm excited, actually. I am excited to get some more use out of this one. However, given it's a Lisa Eldridge eyeshadow palette and it's fairly new formula, I don't know whether I've actually ever seen someone hit a pan on a Lisa Eldridge eyeshadow. So I am not sure at all how long these take to hit pan on, whether they're super easy like some shadows that take only like 5 uses to hit pan, or whether they're super firmly pressed, and they're shadows that take like 70 uses to hit pan. So I will keep you updated. I'm excited to play around with this one. This one I think is going to be so much easier to track because it's only 6 pans. So I will let you know. I'm very hopeful that I can fly through level 5 within reason. I think level 5 is probably going to take me maybe 3 months to get through, but I want to try and get through to level 6 and have 6 done and reset before the end of the year, or at least reset back to level 1 for like January next year. That's my goal for Project Level Up, because it's taken me a very long time to progress now from level 1 through to level 5. So this is my new palette. Thank you guys so much for voting and participating in the votes each time it rolls around. I love like seeing how everyone votes and seeing what the preferences are out of the 4 palettes that are rotated in. So I thank you for participating in that. Wish me luck on this new palette. If you have hit pan on any of the Lisa Eldridge eyeshadows, please let me know like what the formula is and how many uses it took you to hit pan, because I would love to know just for reference. And if no one lets me know, I will be the informant for everyone else trying to find out. So that is the new palette that's rotating in, Lisa Eldridge Cinnabar. Thank you so much for voting. Wish me luck. Let me know down in the comments how you guys are going at the moment. And with that all being said, I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, beautiful.